Hey everyone, today we're diving into one of the oldest debates in our country. Who do we love more, cats or dogs? To really get this rivalry, we've got to rewind a bit. Dogs were here with us long before America was even a nation. Our native tribes relied on them for hunting, protection, and hauling loads. They weren't just companions, they were survival partners. Cats, on the other hand, came later when our European ancestors brought them across the ocean. Their mission? Protecting grain from mice and rats. Picture the 1600s. Wooden houses, barns full of food, and a cat sneaking around making sure dinner didn't get stolen by rodents. That's how they earned their place with us. In our culture, dogs quickly became a symbol of loyalty and family. Think about it. George Washington had them, later presidents had them, and dogs became celebrated as companions and guardians. Cats, meanwhile, carried a certain mystery. Back in colonial days, some of us still had old European superstitions that linked cats with witches. But over time, that shifted. By the 19th century, dogs weren't just workers anymore. They were show animals and status symbols. Breed clubs popped up, competitions became a trend, and having a purebred pup was a point of pride. Cats, on the other hand, were becoming the queens of city life. They didn't need daily walks, they didn't need a backyard, and they were perfect for our growing urban lifestyle. And that's when the balance really started forming. Dogs became the icons of loyalty and activity, while cats became the rulers of independence and quiet companionship. From that moment on, the cat versus dog debate for us wasn't just about pets anymore. It was about two lifestyles, two ways of living, and two different kinds of bonds with our furry friends. Alright, now let's talk numbers, because we can argue with our neighbors all day long about cats and dogs. But when we look at real data, things get way more interesting. Back in 2013, public policy polling asked us a simple question: do you prefer dogs or cats? And the results were crystal clear. 52% of us chose dogs, only 21% went for cats, and about 27% just couldn't decide. That's right, almost a third of us were like, I like both, don't make me choose. And it wasn't just that one poll. Around the same time, Time Magazine and National Geographic covered the same story, repeating those numbers. So by the early 2010s, the scoreboard for us looked like this: dogs 52%, cats 21%, undecided 27%. But here's where it gets juicier. According to Deseret News, 6 out of 10 of us actually own a pet. And while more of us say we prefer dogs, in practice things look a little different. Why? Because when we get cats, we usually don't stop at one. If someone in our community has a cat, chances are they've got 2 or 3. That's why, in terms of households, dogs win. More families have at least one dog, but in terms of total pets, cats actually outnumber them. Estimates put it at over 65 million pet dogs in the US, compared to more than 70 million pet cats. So who's the real winner here? Honestly, it depends how we count. And let's not forget the time and money we put into this. According to that same survey, 46% of us spend about 1 to 5 hours a week taking care of our pets, and another 25% spend 6 to 10 hours. That's a lot of walks, brushing, and cleaning up cat hair off the couch. On the money side, our pet industry is now worth more than $72 billion a year. Food, toys, grooming, vet bills, all of it. And guess who usually racks up the higher costs? Us dog owners. Between vet visits, training, bigger food portions, and boarding when we travel, it adds up quickly. Cats, meanwhile, are like the low-maintenance roommates in our homes. Smaller meals, fewer vet visits, and they don't mind if we leave for the weekend. So here's the big picture. More of our households have dogs. More of our total pets are cats. Dog people usually spend more time and money. And cat people? We win in sheer numbers and convenience. It's almost like our whole country is perfectly split down the middle. We're a nation of dog lovers at heart, but secretly overrun by cats. Numbers alone don't explain everything, because for us, the choice between cats and dogs goes way beyond statistics. It's about who we are, how we live, and even how we see ourselves. In our culture, dogs have always been the ultimate symbol of loyalty and family life. They're called man's best friend for a reason. They wait for us at the door, they light up every time we walk in, and they're always ready to join us on a road trip, a jog, or just to crash on the couch after a long day. For many of us, a dog means companionship, protection, and unconditional love. Cats, on the other hand, bring a totally different energy. They're about independence, mystery, and self-sufficiency. A cat won't follow us everywhere, but when it chooses to curl up in our lap, that bond feels special. And for a lot of us living busy lives in cities, that's the perfect balance. We can work long hours, come home, and our cat is just fine waiting for us without needing 3 walks a day. Psychology research even shows differences between us depending on which pet we choose. Dog people tend to be more outgoing, social, and energetic. We're the ones who enjoy group activities, meeting neighbors in the park, and being outdoors, and having a dog naturally pushes us into those experiences. Cat people, on the other hand, often score higher on traits like creativity, curiosity, and introversion. We might prefer books, art, or tech projects, and we thrive in calmer spaces where a cat makes the perfect companion. Pop culture reflects this split too. On our TV shows and in movies, the quirky, independent characters usually have cats, while the family-focused or adventurous characters almost always have dogs. Pets in our stories act like mirrors of personality. And in real life, many of us proudly call ourselves a dog person or a cat person, as if it's part of our identity. Generations and lifestyles matter as well. Younger Americans like us who live in apartments lean more toward cats because they fit our schedules and spaces, while families in the suburbs or countryside often choose dogs because there's room to run and they blend naturally into family activities. So for us, the animal we pick isn't just a pet. It's a reflection of our personality, our environment, and even our culture. Dogs say, we're social, active, and family-oriented. Cats say, we're independent, creative, and value personal space. And that's why this debate is so powerful. It's not just cats versus dogs. It's 2 ways of living our lives. Love may be priceless, but for us, taking care of pets definitely isn't free, and the numbers prove it. Our pet industry has exploded into a market worth over $72 billion a year, bigger than the economy of some entire countries. We spend on food, vet visits, toys, grooming, pet hotels, and yes, even fashion. Dog sweaters, Halloween costumes, collars with LEDs, you name it, we've bought it. And when you break it down, we dog owners almost always spend more than cat owners. Why? Because dogs eat bigger meals. They need training, boarding when we travel, and sometimes even fenced yards. Cats, on the other hand, are the budget-friendly roommates in our households. Smaller portions, less medical care, and they don't mind if we go away for the weekend. But here's the twist. While dogs cost more per animal, many of us who own cats don't stop at 1, 2, 3, sometimes even more cats in a single home. So the costs start to balance out across the country. Businesses know this split and market to us differently. Dog products are all about lifestyle. Fitness trackers, agility gear, subscription boxes packed with chew toys. Cat products focus on enrichment and comfort for indoor living, climbing towers, self-cleaning litter boxes, and laser toys. And then there's how we see spending. A lot of us dog people treat our pets like our kids, which makes us willing to splurge without thinking. Cat people, while just as loving, usually find clever, efficient ways to care for multiple cats without breaking the bank. Social media has made this even wilder. Some of our pets have literally become celebrities. Dogs like Doug the Pug and cats like Grumpy Cat pulled in sponsorship deals worth millions. That means sometimes our pets don't just drain our wallets, they actually fill them. So when it comes to money, here's our scoreboard. Dogs cost us more per pet, cats win in numbers. And together they've built one of the most powerful and fastest growing industries in America. So what does the future of pets look like for us here in America? With more and more of us moving into cities and living in smaller apartments, cats definitely have an edge. They don't need daily walks, they don't need backyards, and they're perfectly happy in a 1-bedroom space, which makes them an ideal choice for our urban lifestyles. But our dogs aren't going anywhere. Instead, we're shifting towards smaller and medium-sized breeds. French bulldogs, corgis, dachshunds. Dogs that fit into city living, but still give us the love, energy, and loyalty we want. At the same time, many of us are exploring exotic pets. Hedgehogs, ferrets, parrots, even miniature pigs are becoming more popular. And thanks to social media, unusual pets often go viral faster than any golden retriever or tabby cat. Technology is also shaping how we care for our animals. We already use smart collars to track health, robot toys that keep our cats busy while we're at work, and AI-powered feeders that portion out food for our pets. It feels like our love for animals is merging with our obsession for tech. Generational shifts are another factor. Many of us in Gen Z are adopting pets earlier, often before marriage or kids, and treating them as family members. That means we're spending more on wellness, enrichment, and experiences. Our apartments, offices, even travel options are becoming more pet-friendly because we're demanding it. Looking ahead, the scoreboard seems clear. In our dense urban centers, cats will keep gaining popularity. In our suburbs and rural areas, dogs will remain the #1 companions, and exotic pets will continue rising as more of us look for something unique. But no matter how trends shift, one thing is certain: we love our pets, we'll keep spending on them, and we'll never stop sharing our lives with them. And that's why the cats versus dogs rivalry will never truly end. Because for us, it's not just about animals. It's about our identity, our lifestyles, and the way we imagine our perfect companions.